Green eggs and ham for breakfast this morning, or how the Grinch stole America? What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, March the 7th. And man, time is flying by. And here we are back in Las Vegas as we, get to see all the wonderful things happening in this country. In the meantime, this update is brought to you by the CTG Group, one of our brokerage partners, although I do have other brokers, but CTG is my preferred futures and commodities broker. They are the only ones authorized to do all of our letter of direction trading. So we appreciate them. They do a great job. They got great customer service, and they have some additional products you may want to take a look at through their managed division. And of course, all you have to do is look them up at CTG in Chicago, or you can email me at bubba@bubbatrain.com, and I will send you a link for them. In the meantime, of course, we've got a lot of things happening. And of course, at this point, none of it really all that good, to be quite honest with you. The Biden administration, Biden, of course, continues to hide away from everybody, as he has yet to give a press conference on his own. He has yet to do anything that is independent, which just shows you how low America has fallen when this is the best choice that you could put in to the President of the United States of America. Okay. And of course, I mean, we continue to hear the racism talk, and we have banned Dr. Seuss. Okay. So as the vicious left continues to try to eliminate all history from this country, so that we can certainly bring in another Holocaust or some other thing, another tragedy, which we can now bring in with the new regimes of trying to eliminate everything that we've ever done in history. I think, once again, this just goes to show you the ignorance that surrounds some of the ridiculous ideals that we are seeing. And of course, the destruction of capitalism continues as we have another $1.9 trillion package of stimulus. For what reason, I'd like to know. I believe that, we should be actually going back to work. And I think that stimulus, first of all, it is not a government bailout, just to be clear. Okay. It is a taxpayer bailout. We are funding the bailout, not the government. So you and I get to pay for this ridiculous stimulus package. And of course, fortunately, they left out the minimum wage part of it, but it doesn't matter. The amount of money in which we are pissing away into the thin air for absolutely no purpose, because, of course, stimulus does not create jobs. Stimulus does not create growth. Stimulus creates lazy, sit home on your couch, have a six-pack of beer, and do nothing. So this is not the America that I remember. This is not what we are designed to be. And of course, through it all, naturally, our people against us are getting stronger. China, now again, whether you believe numbers out of China or not, that's always up for debate. But in the meantime, they had their supposed biggest export ever in history. So, I guess China's open for business. I guess, unlike the United States, China is open for business. Okay. And of course, supposedly their biggest quarter ever. Okay. And we'll see. I mean, again, listen, I don't put any stock into whatever they say numbers wise, good or bad, because I don't think you're getting accuracy either way. Okay. So, and of course, then we've got the OPEC, the next set of crooked people, okay, that are going to hold us up. And of course, if you don't think so, did you see the $66 crude oil? Have you seen the price at the pump lately? Okay. So where do you think that came from? Do you think that just magically appeared? It came because, of course, this administration decided that shale producers were not worth the effort of saving. Okay. In the attempt to take care of our environment and global warming. Okay. So they decided that, well, it's no longer time to let shale producers produce oil in this country and remain the world's exporter instead of the world's importer. Okay. They decided that all those people that were making all that money drilling and using the shale producing process, they were making gobs of money, which was great. Okay. That we should eliminate those people in those jobs. Okay. For what? What? So we want to do to the shale producers what we did to the coal miners when Obama was the president. Okay. And to put them out of work immediately instead of at least letting those who need the further education that are younger, that have to go move on to do something else. But no, that would be just too simple. Okay. To actually say, we're going to give you a couple of years. And of course, so let's turn everything back over to control to Saudi Arabia and OPEC and all the rest of the criminals out there that want nothing more than to really destroy America. Okay. Remember, they may be allies in one form, but certainly they want to destroy us in another. Okay. I mean, after all, most countries are jealous of the United States to begin with. But of course, some of the new blood here is, wants to support the very wealthy only and not the middle class. Because of course, as we look back at the destruction of small business, thank you, AOC and the rest of the squad. Thank you for helping us destroy every small restaurant, every small retailer, every little brick and mortar business, because of course we had to be shut down. And what has of course happened to the state of New York, which turned into, personally, I never liked New York anyways, but at the end of the day, they've turned it into a war camp. Okay. You have to go there in battle gear if you're going to go into New York now. Okay. And then you want to look at California now, where the teachers basically refuse to go back to work. They just want to get paid and stay home and do nothing. So let's continue the destruction of children. Let's remember that the biggest people that are getting harmed the most here are children that are not, it's not bad enough that we've lost most of our social skills already. Okay. It's not bad enough that you can't get anybody to pick up a phone. Okay. And everybody only wants to text and nobody wants to talk, and texting is such an easy escape of saying, I tried to get a hold of you and I couldn't. Okay. So let's not kid one another about the garbage BS that happens. Okay. Throughout. Okay. So, and now you want to take another step further and give them no social contact? Are you kidding me? At worst, get a few teachers. There are some teachers that want to go back to work, but these unions have gotten too much power now. Okay. There's too much, they contribute too much money to the PACs, right? Remember, it always comes down to money. And we'll talk more about that, about the NBA and our good friend LeBron James in our commentary. But again, everything comes down to money. And the unions have so much power. They are forcing, of course, the state to have no schools open, whereas many schools across the country are open. And in California, the private schools are open. So let's remember what their true motives are. Okay. Let's remember why this is a bunch of crap and the biggest bunch of bullshit that there's been in history. Okay. The lies and the garbage that we are continuing to see is totally beyond laughable. when you look at what we have allowed them to do. And of course, that doesn't now count the, of course, rioting in Portland again. Okay. I guess maybe they're not happy with Biden now. Okay. Which is understandable because you can't be unhappy with Biden. I mean, I don't think he knows where he's at. So why should you be mad at him? I don't think he has a clue of where he is or what he did. He probably doesn't even know he won the election. Okay. So, he is far gone mentally. It's as obvious as you can possibly make it. Okay. Because look, you can defend him all you want. Okay. The man has lost his mind. He has no mind. Okay. And he is not in charge of what's going on. Okay. They tell him to sign this and he says sign here. Okay. So, I mean, let's not kid each other. Okay. He is far past the cognitive state. So, but again, this is where we are. So we've got to, live within. We are Americans and we will have to survive and be strong. But if you don't think that something is not going to eventually happen here in the form of some sort of a revolution, you better think again, because when you start to take and deal and steal from Americans' livelihoods, you will eventually have the people rise up. This is Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horowitz, and we're here in Las Vegas. Okay, and of course, I want to remind you of our partners at Family Farms. We did a great event for them last week, and it's such a pleasure to work in the farming industry, to an industry that has been so often taken advantage of by some of the many in the trading type of business or whatever. So it's such a pleasure to really get the opportunity to educate them as best we can. And of course, our other brokerage partner, which is Tradier Brokerage. And, again, I have other brokerage accounts, but Tradier for equities and options, there's nobody better. And again, you just go to the simple $10 a month that you can't beat. You can tie that together with great customer service and the ability that we have to use their APIs to automate our portfolios should you choose to want to. It is in part of your membership. There is no extra fee for it. You pay nothing more for Tradier. Okay, it's part of your membership if you choose to do so. And of course, our commodity report, Andy Heck, yesterday we did a phenomenal webinar on our technical product and some things we're going to change. If you'd like to see a copy of it, just email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com and I'll send it to you. In the meantime, the report is spectacular. The response is spectacular. We sold out. We're going to open up a few more slots this week, but just because it was in such demand. And in the meantime, don't forget about our hedge flow program as well at patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Now let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and, of course, me, Todd Bubba Horowitz. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line, and it is Todd Bubba Horowitz. It is Sunday, March the 7th, and beautiful day here in Las Vegas. Beautiful morning, sun rising. In the meantime, markets did not have such a sunrise last week. It was an extremely volatile week. Okay, and we expect that, and I think one of the things we want to take away from the price action of last week is typically super volatility in markets. And when I mean in super, I'm talking about big, wide swinging movement as well. It wasn't only all down, but it was wide sweeps up and down. I mean, the NASDAQ was almost psychotic. And I think, we are now short, 3 of the 4 major indexes. I might have misstated the other day. We are not short the Dow futures yet. We are short the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Russell. Okay. But we do have some contradictions in our equity portfolio. But again, as we've already seen, they're starting to wash out. Now, does that mean that the bull market is over? We cannot make that statement as of yet. Obviously, in our mind, we're going lower. Okay. Now, we have been short before. So again, I can't make the overall prediction. We all know that at some point, this bubble is going to bust. Is this it? It could be. But we won't know. But we will know shortly. Okay. And it'll be by the way the price action reacts over the next, week or two. Okay. And there's always some telling things. And of course, as they happen, you will get with me, on the daily updates, play by play of when it looks like and what it looks like it will do after it develops what happens here. In the meantime, we are short and we will stay there. Gold looks awful. Again, below the 1700 level now. And of course, gold has got some competition. One of the reasons it's lower is, the tips, the 10-year notes with the tip, the treasury and inflation protection. So with the rates rallying, okay, and the bond vigilantes going bananas, pushing up against the Fed and fighting him, gold looks rotten. Now, again, gold to me looks like I said, 1650, maybe 1600 now. Okay. And look, that doesn't concern me. I would still be a buyer of physical gold, but I'm trading from the short side. There is a difference. Investing and trading are not the same. Please quit confusing the two. Okay. Now, silver looks bad as well. We're short silver, and platinum is now short, but we did not short platinum here because for our guys, for our members, it's not liquid enough. So, but if you do trade it, we are shorted from, again, it's a trading standpoint. I love buying platinum stock. Platinum is still on sale as far as I'm concerned. But from a algorithm standpoint, it is now short. We are no longer trading it. Okay. So just so you know, because of the liquidity issue, not because we don't want to be shorted. And oil, crude continues to go to Pluto. Okay. Now, again, you can thank the Saudis, and I would not be surprised, okay, that OPEC is not even buying oil futures on top of everything else. As they force prices higher, that they're actually buying the futures as well. Okay. So it could be an interesting story down the road, but we'll see. In the meantime, we're still long. So, okay, let it go. Let it keep going higher. The dollar, we reversed back again, which we thought might happen, right? It's in choppy consolidation, and it's going just far enough to trigger reversals. So we'll see again, but that does indicate there might be some fear in the market. Copper, we are now short. It was spiked a little bit on Friday, but it looks a little weaker. Now we'll see. We are shorted. And, we'll see what happens. And, again, it does look like it's weakening a little bit. So we'll see at the end how it works out. Natural gas, we're still long, but it looks pretty weak. So hopefully it will, if it's going to be weak, it will turn soon. The bonds and notes are still ugly. And again, this is the bond traders, the fixed income markets, telling the Fed to stick it. And they're going to keep pushing because they are strong enough and big enough to do so. So let's see what happens with them. And of course, as we look in the grains are wildly bullish still. Okay. Grains continue to be wildly bullish. You see some of this wild action. Okay. Because what you've got happening is a market that's getting ready to make another big move. And we will base it on where the trend is now, which is higher. We expect this to be higher, and we do expect an explosion to the upside in grains again. We are long across the board. And in the meats, of course, we are still long hogs, and we expect much higher prices. We are short both fats and feeders. Now, again, I don't particularly care about being shorter. I am, because I will follow the algorithm, but I certainly wouldn't I'm looking for a spot to buy. Okay. Now I'm going to wait. I have to wait because that's the way I trade mechanically, but certainly I wouldn't be concerned about being long here. But again, it also does come back to, of course, for farmers and producers, that you should always be hedged. Then none of it matters. Okay. And the softs, listen, I don't really track those as closely because, basically when you're mechanically trading, I don't really care. I'm not going to look at every little thing because I'm not going to change the system. Okay. But right now we're short cotton. We're short OJ. We're going to reverse coffee tomorrow. We are short sugar and long cocoa. Okay. So that's where we stand. And those are our positions. Again, what they did last week, I don't know. It's not that important. I'll update prices, and maybe if I be honest, I forgot to, it takes some work to do that, and I'm on the road, so it's a little bit more of work for me, but I will, obviously, I'm letting you know where we stand anyway, so you have the positioning. Okay. And, listen, Bitcoin had a little bit of a rough week. Did we not say that we would assume and figure to see a little bit of a sell-off in Bitcoin? Is it a surprise? I don't think so. I mean, look, it hasn't changed anything. Bitcoin is going to be for real. It's going to be a player, and we'll see. We don't have the answers, but what we do know is that there are alternatives, and this could be very much the alternative. One of the cryptocurrency, one of the 8,500 could be wound down to 5 or 6, and they could be real. Now, we are, full disclosure, we're in, not big. I will tell you that if I lose that much next weekend in Vegas, then I wouldn't lose any sleep. So my position isn't big enough to lose enough sleep, right? And it's just a way to play. I'm gambling, we'll call it, because that's really what I'm doing right now. I'm not trading it. I'm just buying some. I accumulated, I'm holding and looking for the continuation. Okay. In the meantime, markets are markets, and, to try and predict, to think you are smarter than, you're making a mistake. Let's just be straight up and honest. Okay. So let's not be someone who believes that they are smarter than the market, because you will go bust. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. This is Todd Bubba Horwitz. We're going to step out of here for a break, and we will come right back with my commentary. I want to remind you about our partner, Family Farms. Great partners. Our job trying to help educate farmers, okay, and really help them hedge and help them protect themselves. That's what we'd like to do. And we also want to, talk about our brokerage partners, okay, because we've got the two of the best that I think. Again, we do a lot of work trying to make sure that our members get the best. Okay, now I have other brokerage accounts. I have numerous equity accounts and numerous futures accounts, but the two brokers I prefer, okay, when I'm putting my real money in play, is CTG for commodities and futures, because they get great customer service. They're the only authorized vendor of letter direction of my products. Okay. And of course, they've got some of their own new managed products, and they're unbelievable. And they take care of our members as if they're family. And of course, for equities and options, trade here is virtually the same. Okay. And they take care of you. They get back to you. There's a problem. They take care of you. They're $10 a month. Okay. And if you want full automation, which we can now offer, it's your choice. If you'd like to be automated, it's free. We don't charge for the automation. It's written in as our membership. So if you'd like to be part of that, you can. If not, hey, no sweat. You can stay where you're at. We don't care where you broker, but where we go is just, we prefer the service that we get and the things we can do at the brokers that we made our partners. It's pretty much that simple. Okay. And our commodity report, Andy Hecht, yesterday, great webinar. And I encourage you, if you're a commodities fan, because we've made some very subtle changes to the model, which many of you have asked for different components of. You will now find them. Watch the webinar. If you want to check it out, just email me at bubba@bubbatraining.com. I'll send you the recording. It's free. Okay. And of course, our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Again, that's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line, and of course, my commentary. Welcome back to Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horwitz. And of course, every week I have to mouth off about something, not like I didn't do it for the first 30 minutes anyways. But, I'll tell you what bothers me today is, you've heard about it before, but I'm really sick of LeBron James. I'm really sick of the NBA and their bullshit, excuse me. But it is so frustrating, because they're liars. Okay. They're phony. They're giving these big, civil rights speeches and, standing up for Black Lives Matter, which I have no problem with standing up for equal rights. I believe in equal rights, but because they make so much money in China, you hear nothing. You hear crickets. So you tell me, why is LeBron James really getting so politically involved? Because if he was really real about what he's saying, okay, then wouldn't you also want to go after the country with the worst human rights in the world that destroyed Hong Kong not that long ago? Oh, wait a second. You get billions of dollars from them. Why would you want to destroy them? And of course, Hollywood would not think of stepping in because they get billions of dollars because of all, it's amazing how money will change political opinions and have people stand up for certain things. Okay. But LeBron, you want to be equal, speak equally about both because, of course, in this country, yes, we have had some issues and they need to be rectified. I am 1,000% behind equal rights and equal for everybody, men, women, black, white, whatever. We should all be the same. I have no problem with that. I do have a problem with those who continue to complain about one while being silent on the exact same issue somewhere else because they benefit so much financially. This was Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Words. And of course, I thank you for always being here. And we will be back tomorrow with a Bubba's Daily Update and getting ready for some NCAA. And it looks like we're going to get the tournament this year. Very exciting. In the meantime, everybody have a great week. Be careful. Let's see how they trade and don't get too aggressive. And we'll see you back here tomorrow with a Bubba's Daily Update. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you.